Hey guys, welcome back to the Dancer's Book. My name is Aleksandar Bonev. A lot of my students have asked me in the past if they should exercise and warm up, most importantly, before their dance lessons, before some of their dance events, and the short answer is yes. In this video, I will do my best to show you some of the most important aspects of exercising and obviously give you some tips of how to do so. My exercises today, I will focus specifically on the hip area as well as my knees and ankles. With that being said, the lower part of the body. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure that you hit the thumbs up. If you have any comments, please make sure you leave them. And if you have not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe. Thank you. Enjoy the video. Alright guys, let's get it started. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to place the feet slightly apart. And very slowly we'll lift the hands to the side, and then from here we'll drop them back. It's very simple. We just lift the hands up and then drop down, lift the hands up and drop down. From here we'll place the hands on the inner thighs and we'll start sliding all the way until we reach the floor. Do your very best to reach the floor without softening your knees. From here, very slowly, again, with hands on your legs, just drag up. And now let's try it once again. This time you can try to keep looking straight ahead and then all the way down. I hope you can see that my hands are in fact going flat on the floor, and then from here I'm gonna lift them up, and I'll do that a couple of times. One of the things that you may start feeling if doing so is a lot of stretch around the cuffs, around the back of your knee, and obviously the entire leg overall. Obviously work through the hip, and then of course we're lifting. Very good. From here I'm going to start rotating to my left. Two hands open, start rotating to the left as much as you can, and then reverse and go back in the middle. Relax your hands. I'm going to turn from a different angle. I'm going to do the same thing. This time I'm going to turn to the right. Open hands. And then go back. And now let's go down. Release. Hands open. Let's go to the left. Let's go to the right. Very good. The next thing we're going to do is, again with feet slightly apart, we're going to start doing a circle action with our hip flexor and upper body. First I'm going to do it to one side and then I'll do it to the other side. It doesn't matter what side you start to. I'm going to start to my right, which if you're mirroring me, obviously will be your left. Good. And up, and I'll do it again. And I'll do it to the left of mine, which if you're doing it, maybe you're right. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do only a hip flexor without moving the upper body. I'm going to do up, back, center, to the right, center, to the left, and I'll do it again. Forward, make sure that you squeeze the inner thighs as well as your glutes. Back, center, to the right, center, to the left, and I'll do it from a different angle. I'm gonna go forward, obviously squeezing, back, center. I'm going to go to the right, and then I'm going to do a little bit to the left. And you can repeat those a few times, and you can slowly increase the speed. The next thing that we're going to do is a circle motion. Circle to one direction. And then let's go to the other side. Very good. And let's stop for a second. All right, guys, so let's make sure that we're all clear with something. Every person has different amount of flexibility. Obviously, based on the amount of flexibility, you can push your body to a different extent. With that being said, everything that I'm showing today, you can try to do your very best to either do more than what I do, or if you feel more comfortable doing a bit less, then please go ahead and do less. You don't have to rotate as much as I do. If, for example, you don't feel comfortable going all the way down with the very first exercise of mine that I showed you today, then you can always stop halfway and then lift up. When you're turning to the left or right, you can always do a little bit and then a little bit. And the very first thing, in fact, that I showed was ultimately simply lifting the hands. And for good or bad, some people may feel different about this exercise. So you can pull all the way back. And as a matter of fact, when I do this, what I do is I'm actually closing my shoulder blades. And you can see that if I relax my shoulder blades, my back is almost curved. What I'm going to do is I'm going to close the shoulder blades, and that's the way I'll lift. And yes, that's most likely reminding you of probably a ballroom dancing. So with that being said, I would encourage everyone to be very careful with the amount of flexibility that it has and how it feels while doing those exercises. And let's continue. Wonderful. And now the next exercise that I'm going to show you is I want you to place one of your feet in front of you. Literally like if you were to dance a Latin or rhythm dancing. In my case, I have placed my left foot in front. If you're mirroring me, then the right foot of yours will be in front. What I'm doing right now is I'm keeping my upper body split weighted between both feet. From here, I'm going to put all my weight over the front foot, and I'm going to go up and down, up and behind, up and forward, up and behind, up and forward, up and behind. What that does is, first of all, it works all very much so the hip flexor. As you can see, the hip needs to be constantly active while doing it. The next thing that I do is I work through my standing foot, knee and ankle. The other thing is obviously there is a stretch and a constant movement of, in this case, the right foot of mine. The legs constantly active, the hands not so much. It's very important that you keep the hands slightly to the side. Now, for those of you that don't feel as comfortable doing this exercise, here's what you can do. First of all, forget about lifting as much. Keep the feet a bit more grounded. Move, drop, lift, circle, drop. Also called a ronde action. And going back to normal. Drop, 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 drop. Very good. Let's try the other foot of ours. Right foot becomes a standing foot. Split weight position initially. Move the weight over the front foot. Hands slightly to the side and probably in front. Make sure the elbows are not surpassing your back. And we go. And once again, if you don't feel much comfortable with lifting the foot, foot on the ground, foot on the ground. Just make sure the hip is constantly moving forward and backwards. Make sure that you're contracting with the standing foot of yours. In my case right now, the right foot. Very good. Now, if you have survived this exercise, let's do the next one, right guys? With the very next exercise, I'm gonna put my left foot in front of me. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put all my upper body forward poised. I'm gonna try to lift my right foot, trying to keep my left and right foot straight, and then I'll place the foot back. And I'll try to do it again. And then drop. Now, you can keep your hands in front, which will help you with your balance, or you can keep your hands neutral. The next thing, obviously, altering your feet. Now my right foot is standing, up, and drop, up, and drop, up, and drop. I'm feeling a lot of pressure around the lower back, hip, and obviously legs. Everything needs to be very well engaged. All right, guys, now the next exercise, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my left foot as a standing foot. The right foot of mine will go up. On the way back, I'm gonna put the left hand of mine down, and then I'll stand up, and I'll put the feet together. And I'll do it again. Back, up, back. It may feel a bit easier when you're dropping the hand if you do so with the opposition, with the opposite hand of yours, meaning left standing, right hand. Take a look. 1, 2. And then of course just lift and relax. And I'm gonna do it again. Back, lift, 1. That works not only your hips and legs, but obviously helps with coordination and balance. I'll do it again. This time I'll change sides. I'm gonna put my weight on the right foot, and I will do the lift. On the way back, I'm gonna place, first I'm gonna do it with the opposite hand in the standing foot, so my left hand goes down, my right foot stays obviously straight. When I'm lifting, I'll just make sure that I'm as stable as possible. It is much harder if you do it standing foot right, hand that goes down right. I'll demonstrate. 1, boom, and then lift. All right, let's do it again. Left foot, right foot goes up, goes down. I'm gonna do left hand in this case, and then I'll go up and I'll put the feet together. And I'll do it again, back, up, and I'm gonna compensate with the right hand of mine this time, and then I'll go up. And I'll do it with the other foot, the other side. We'll have left foot kick, left foot back, left hand down, right foot straight, both legs straight. Let's put our feet together. Let's do it once again. 1, 2, right hand, and then stand up. Now, this exercise is very, very, very difficult. Let me show you an easier version than this. So you can go lift and back, lift and back. Simply trying to stand on one foot, constantly moving the hip with the foot of yours. Help with the balance, help with the contraction of the hip, and obviously warming up your knees and ankles. I hope that you have noticed that I'm constantly trying to keep my moving ankle straight. Meaning when I kick forward, I'm not kicking like just like this, but instead I'm trying to straighten it, and then on the way back is the same thing, versus just dropping my foot and trying to keep it straight. So that's very important. And again, the easier version with the left foot, up, and down, forward and back, and forward and back. Over time, once you start feeling very comfortable with this exercise, you can start increasing the kick, increasing the forward poise and the foot behind you. And if you dare, obviously trying to go back with one of your hands. If you have survived this exercise, it's time for the next one. All right, my friends, the next exercise will for sure feel much easier than the very last I showed you. What we're going to do is, I'm going to put all my weight over the right foot. I'm going to lift my left knee, and I'll place both of my hands, pulling in. What you should feel is an increasing pressure around the hip flexor, and that's being caused because of the compression from here to here. Okay, pulling, 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 holding it maybe for like 10 seconds or so, and then obviously just placing the left foot down. I will do the very same thing, going with the right foot, pulling, and then placing down. It's very important for you that you keep your posture vertical. So when you're doing so, if you feel that you're off balance, that you're, for example, placing and you're falling, most likely that's happening posture-wise. So just keep yourself vertical. Good. And then drop. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to lift. We're going to rotate to one side. Then we're going to rotate back and place it down. Now I'm going to do the same thing, this time with my right foot. I will lift, go to the right, reverse, go back, and from a different angle, I'm going to lift. I'm lifting my left knee. You can obviously lift the right knee if you prefer. Rotation, coming back, down, and yes, this exercise works the hip flexor, works the knee, and if you would like, you can always try to increase the pressure in the ankle area. And I'll do it one more time. Lifting the right knee, rotation, coming back, and dropping. Do we have more exercises? Yes, we do. Yes, we should do more. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lift the left foot of mine, and I'm going to go to the left. Then I will pick up and bring the feet together. And I'll do it again, but this time to the right. I'm going to lift the right foot of mine. I'm going to go to the right, and then I'll bring the feet together. And let's do it again. Lifting the left foot. Take a look what I'm doing. While pushing to the left side of mine, I'm also bringing the sternum and my belly going with the foot. And then from here, when I'm coming in, or essentially when I'm bringing my upper body back to the center, I'm pulling the foot underneath. And again, I'm going to lift the foot. I'm going to try to go to the right, and then I will bring the center. As you can see, this exercise should teach you how to move everything as a unit. Okay, and a different angle. I'm going to go to the right first. I'm going to lift. I will arrive to the right, and I will bring in. I'm going to lift. I will arrive to the left, and I will bring. Now, for those of you that are excited to step and drop their knees, go for it. That's fine. That's not my preference, however. Because what I'm trying to do is, first of all, I'm working through my hip flexor knee. If you would like to work through the ankle, then so go for it. And I'm being aware of my center. I'm not trying to dip more. I can, I don't have to. And from here, I'm coming back. For those of you that don't feel like doing as much as I just showed, you can always do little lift, slightly to the side with the foot, bringing it back. Once again, little lift, slightly to the side with the foot, and simply bringing it back. My friends, I hope that you manage to do everything that I have showed you so far. I'm going to show you the very last exercise of this video of mine, and then I'll probably go grab a cup of coffee, sit in my chair, and just do a final for the video. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lift my knee, I'm gonna straighten it up, I'll go to the side, then I'm gonna go back, and then I'm gonna go to the side again, front, soften, and then put the feet together. Obviously, I should do the same thing with the other foot of mine. Now, for the reference, I did start it with the left foot. The second time I did the exercise, I did with the right foot. Good. All right, this is all from me. I hope that those exercises were helpful. Let me grab myself a coffee and I'll do the final of the video for you. All right, dear friends, thank you so much for watching the video today. I hope that you will find it helpful for your exercises before practice or maybe dance events. Once again, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please make sure to hit the subscribe button below, and I'll see you in our next video. Thank you.